end of Nigeria, as hundreds of innocent Nigerian citizens are unalive by the state-sponsored Fulani terrorists happening now. Hear the news in details. Because it's very, very important, I can assure you, my people. Hundreds of innocent Nigerian citizens have been unalived. Many displaced, houses burned, as Fulani terrorists sponsored by the Nigerian government are currently wreaking havoc in the northern part of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. So I'm going to read the news in details, and after that, I will tell you the main reason why I'm recording this very broadcast. And it's not only in Katsina, as you are seeing on your screen. More than 10 communities have been sacked. Many unalived, uncountable number of people, innocent citizens, unalived in Plateau State. Currently, I'm giving you, current information. Even though Channels Television, TVC, AIT, NTA, all these TVs, including a rise of Ruben Abati, even though they are not reporting them, because I have my reason why. I'm not just reporting this, but I have my reason why I'm reporting it, which I will be talking about towards the end of this very broadcast. So I want you to stay tuned till the very end of it. Now, as you can see, I'll be reading from the leadership. And according to their title, they said, banditry, death toll rises to 50 in Katsina. When they tell you rises to 50, this is the official number. Official number 50. Of course, you know how many times you must multiply it for you to get the actual number. Now, the lawmaker representing Malumfashi constituency in the Katsina State House of Assembly, Honorable Aminu Ibrahim, has disclosed that the number of victims unalive in the attacks by bandits in his constituency has risen to 50. The victims were unalive by bandits in separate attacks in Malumfashi local government area of Katsina State. Ibrahim, who disclosed this, said the armed bandits, the armed terrorists, there's something like bandits, terrorists, murdered 30 worshippers. Murdered 30 worshippers. And this type of heinous atrocities cannot be reported by Nigerian media. Was talking while shaking, because what his eyes have seen, his mouth is unable to describe it. So he's shaking. The visibly shaking lawmaker told his colleagues at the floor of the house that the attacks which took place in Gidan Adamu Mantau, Unguwar Yarmaidabo, and Makera villages in Kafi Ward, as well as Budigao community in Yaba Ward, have left residents living under constant fear and despair. According to Ibrahim, villagers has raised the alarm about suspicious bandits movement around Budigao between 6 and 7 p.m. on Monday, but that soldiers only arrived much later and withdrew without securing the area. You see, it's becoming clearer for those in those areas, especially those, those indigenes who are not the Fulani origin, who are not from Fulani, those innocent indigenes. It is now becoming clearer to them, not us. We already know that the number one terrorist organization in Africa is Nigerian military. So this is not a surprise to anybody from the East, right? We know already. So, but those of you who are hoping that somehow the Zoo terrorist army, who is the one giving the arms to these Fulani terrorists, will come and save you, you are just joking. You will be there, and you all will be unalive. All of you will be unalived. All of you will be unalive if you do not react, if you do not rise up and fight for your survival. All of you will be unalive by the Fulani terrorists. I'm telling you, the earlier you understand it, the better for all of you. Now, let's continue. By dawn on Tuesday, he lamented that the government struck, unleashing terror on Unguwar Mantau, where 30 worshippers were gunned down during morning prayers. 30 worshippers gunned down during morning prayers. You see? Now, I want to remind us one of the main problems that Nigeria can never survive. In fact, this is the end point. 30 worshippers or more than 30 worshippers gunned down during the morning prayers. And this thing happened on Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. Till now, till Wednesday afternoon / evening, Nigerian news media is not carrying it. And a couple of months ago, the terrorists also struck in Enugu at the choosing church in Enugu State, either Enugu or Ebonyi, where innocent worshippers were also mauled down in the broad daylight. It happened. And no Nigerian media, especially the so-called mainstream media, carried it. Now, do you remember Owo attack? Owo in Yoruba land, where innocent worshippers were also mauled down in a church, either Catholic or something like that. And it was carried by all the media, all the so-called mainstream media platforms in Nigeria. All of them, everywhere, was on fire. Everybody was talking about it because it happened in Yoruba land. And most of these media platforms, so-called mainstream media platforms, are controlled by the Yorubas. Name them: Channels Television, Yoruba; Arise News, Ruben Apati, Yoruba; AIT, controlled by Yoruba in Lagos, even though it's not owned by a Yoruba man, but it's controlled by Yoruba people. Which other ones? Probably NTA, which is Nigerian Television Authority, may be controlled by Yorubas as well. But of course, I'm sure that the director should be Fulani, for sure. Now, this is the problem. Mention them. TVC, owned by Tinubu, Yoruba. So that is the problem. And it is the time that we from the East should start patronizing our own, given the type of things they are reporting. Whatever they are reporting should be in the favor of the Igbo people, or shall I say the Eastern people. Not any platform that is against Biafra liberation. Any platform that is against Biafra liberation is not for us. Any platform that is promoting Nigeria, so-called, or should I say, the by forced unity of the zoo, is not for us. We have to boycott it. Whether it's being owned or controlled by the Igbo people or not, we must boycott it. So we have to start promoting our own platforms in order to be able to tell our stories and give ourselves voice. You understand? This is the case. Owo attack was widely publicized, but here you are, over 50 people mauled, over 30 mauled down in the church, inside the church. I don't know if it's church or mosque, I don't know, but they said in their worship place. Unbelievable. The situation has become unbearable. Our people can no longer live in their villages because of these relentless attacks, Ibrahim cried while appealing for permanent security bases in Kafi and Yaba wards. How can you ask for it? The late Buhari is from Katsina, and he's the chief terrorist who imported over 100,000 Fulani terrorists into the northern Nigeria because they wanted to win an election in 2015. And all of you were clapping. You wanted it, now you have it, so you don't have to cry. But I have a message to all those who still believe in the zoo. Now, the heart-wrenching disclosure sparks concerns among lawmakers over the escalating bloodshed across Katsina communities despite ongoing military operations. There is nothing like military operations, in case you don't know. There's nothing like that. Inside that military, the terrorists have spies. Are you not aware? Inside the military, the terrorists have spies inside the military. They are all working together. They are working in cahoot. And the problem is that all these so-called lawmakers are aware. What I'm saying, they know it. They know. And even inside our lawmakers, within our lawmakers, so-called lawmakers, they are also the terror sponsors. They are getting their own share in whatever profit they are making from this very, brutality. Oh yes, from this terrorism, they are making their own money. Now, residents of Malumfashi call on the state and federal government to act swiftly before more lives are lost in what they describe as a daily war of survival. Now, this is where I want to come in. They are calling on the government, so-called government, federal government or whatever state government, to come for their rescue. This is a problem. The federal government you are calling is the one sponsoring the terrorism. The military is working hand in hand with the terrorists. So who is coming for your rescue? Who? Did you not hear when your military said that any repentant Boko Haram can contest and win or become the president of Nigeria? Did you not hear that?
Boko Haram should lay their arms unconditionally and be accepted in the community. Opportunities are out there for them. They can be rehabilitated. An ex-Boko Haram stands having laid his arms and comes back, turns his way away from his negativity. He stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any position in this country. Why is he wasting his time?
So who is coming to rescue you? You have to rise up. You have to demand your freedom from Nigeria. This is the only solution. If you fail to demand for your freedom from the zoo, you all will be wiped off. The plan is very clear. If you fail, you are gone. This is my message to all the indigenous people within the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. It is my word to all of you. I'm telling you, if you fail to demand your freedom, then you are gone. Now, leadership recalls that bandits unleashed mayhem on worshippers at Unguwan Mantu community of Malumfashi local government area of Katsina State in the early hours of Tuesday, where they murdered 13 people during prayers. You see, they initially reported 13 people, but an eyewitness who happens to be a politician, a senator, or a House of Representative member has given them what they believe to be the actual number, which me personally, I know that can never be the real numbers. Now, the State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Dr. Nasir Muazu, told journalists on Tuesday that the state government announced immediate security reinforcements and support measures following a tragic incident. The incident occurred when criminal elements launched a reprisal attack on the community. A reprisal attack, as in, what are they revenging for? What are they revenging for? Unbelievable. The Muslim members of the community were praying in the mosque, during the Fajr prayer when the criminal elements started shooting sporadically in the mosque, he said. You see, they don't care whether you are in the mosque or so long as you are not Fulani community, you are under attack. That means the target is to completely wipe out those who are not Fulani in order to completely take over the land. They invaded you during the Osman Dan Fodio, jihadist war, and they brought in Fulanis, emasculating the locals. Now they do no longer want the locals; they want you completely out. The same thing happening in Kwara State during the Afonja. They invaded Kwara State with the help of Afonja, and they took it over. Today you have the Emir of Kwara State, or Emir of Ilorin. Now the remaining Yoruba communities is the problem now. The Fulani do no longer want the existence of Yoruba community or Yoruba people in Kwara State. So they want the remaining ones out, completely out of Kwara State, out of their own land. Now they are unaliving them. So the last thing I want to show you here before we close is this. Bandits have sacked 10 communities in Boko's local government area, Plateau Group. You see, in Plateau State, another breaking news. So because of time, I'm not going to go through this one in details, but we will talk about it when the time is right. Thank you, my people. To Salo Nomozia and make it go viral.